Hi YouTube. I've always considered a wristwatch to be a key part of my everyday carry, even before I even thought of everyday carry. Before the times of mobile phones, then having a wristwatch was a way that you made sure that you were on time for school, or meeting with friends, or getting to work, or catching a bus, or a train, or a plane. Essential for keeping track of the day and the time. With mobile phones, I think it's got easier because all phones have a watch on. But there are times when you don't want to get your phone out to look at the time, when you want to have your phone tucked away. There are times where your phone may be in flight mode or if your battery dies. So I still consider a watch to be a key part of my everyday carry. I've always had a watch right back since primary school. Then I moved on to some more fancy watches. I had one of the very early non-electronic digital watches. I'm not sure if it was this one, but it was one like this. Then, of course, in the 80s, everybody had a Casio, so the real digital watch. And in the 90s, it was a Swatch that was the key watch to have then. After that, I think most of my watches I had as gifts, really, and I haven't got all of the watches here. Certainly, these last three I still have now, and unfortunately, they don't work. They started off being waterproof, and once the battery was changed, then they're no longer waterproof. It never seemed to work as well after that, and they were prone to getting moisture in. So, what sort of watch should we have? A watch is a very personal thing. We all have our preferences, some digital, some smart watches, some analog, some with dates, some with seconds, some with timers, some with alarms, lots of watches. I just wanted to go through my rationale for choosing the watch that I currently have and why it's important to me. My first requirement is that the watch has to be water resistant, and always. Ideally so that I can wear it in the shower or if I forget to take it off if I go swimming. So fully water resistant or waterproof. Secondly, to not need to replace the battery. As I've just said, it's after that it affects how waterproof watches are. So if I never need to replace the battery, that would be ideal. I want it to be light and comfortable to wear, as I wear it all day and sometimes leave it on at night. It needs to be robust with a secure strap, so it's not too easy to damage, and also that it's not going to fall off. It needs to be easy to read the time at a glance. So an analog is pretty much the ideal for me. And then finally, that it's relatively inexpensive, or it's good value for money. I think that £100 watch will tell the time as well as a 1,000 or £10,000 watch. So for me, as long as it's good and it lasts a long time, I'm happy with that. I I really don't want to have a very expensive watch, partly because I'm too tight, but also sometimes when traveling, it can mark you as somebody worth mugging to steal the watch. And this is the watch that I chose. First of all, I'd like to say that I'm not sponsored or paid by Citizen at all. This is just the watch that I recommended to my wife to buy me for my birthday. I think about 4.5 years ago, this cost about £120, so a similar price in dollars. You'd have to look now to see for one of a similar spec. One of the reasons why I chose the Ecodrive is because it's powered by light, so it never needs a battery change. That was a big part of me choosing this. 4.5 years on, it's still going well. It's got a few scratches, but I think it still looks reasonably good. It has a light but secure strap, and you can see this. It's quite easy to adjust it the first time you wear it. You can remove links or add links if necessary, and then there's a small adjustment to move it by a couple of millimeters as well. It's very easy to put on. It clips in place well, and it has a very secure strap. It's a titanium strap, so it's very light, and it's very easy to remove. Just to press these two buttons on there, and it comes right off. I do keep it on my wrist most of the time. I like the fact that it's waterproof. In this case, it's water resistant down to 100 meters. I like it because it's easy to read from a distance, and it has a mineral watch glass which is sort of scratch resistant. I think if you look carefully, I've got a couple of scratches on that and around it, but it hasn't been too much of a problem. I wear it pretty much continuously. A couple of the cons of this though, which given the time it's at now, you can't see it, but the date window on it and the actual date is very small. With my eyesight, I can't see it, so I tend not to use that much. And in fact, this particular model is not available now. You might be able to find it on the second-hand market. There are certainly a lot like it, normally in a range of somewhere between about £99 and £300, so a similar amount in dollars. It depends on the style and the strap that you have. It's certainly cheaper for a fabric strap. I like the metal strap. I like this because I work in an office. I can wear it there and it looks okay. I can wear it with a suit and it looks okay as well. It's not the most expensive watch, but it tells the time as well as a watch that costs 10 times as much. I would definitely buy it again if I had the option to, and I would recommend this. If I wasn't thinking about this, other watches that I considered were Casio watches. If I went for a Casio, I'd go for the cheapest waterproof and then essentially throw it away when the battery needs changing. And from previous experience, they normally last 18 months to 2 years. I have thought about an Apple Watch, but to be honest, I find them very expensive. It's a bit of an overkill for what I want. I do like to have the time on my wrist, so I can see that independently of my phone. When I travel, it allows me to have a different time setting, so I can leave my phone or my watch set at home time if I want to. And I find this easy to see. It does have a luminous numbers here. I'd say it lasts for maybe an hour after it's been charged up. It's not the longest time for this sort of thing. But it's just useful if you've gone somewhere dark and you need to look at the watch in the middle of the night, then you can't see it. So that's my everyday carry watch. I wear it pretty much all the time. Let me know what you think about it or what your everyday watch is. I'm really interested to know. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.